Call June 10th, 2025. City council meeting to order. We'll remind everybody to silence your cell phones. And I'll put you on the spot here, Miss Benita. Would you say the prayer for us?
Yes.
Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we come before you right now, bowing our heads with a humble heart to tell you, thank you, Lord. Lord, I ask you right now, Lord, that you lead and guide each one of us up here on this podium to make the right decisions for the city, oh Lord. In these blessings we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please, ma'am.
Councilmember Grimes. Councilmember Hampton. Councilmember Woodfall. Here. Vice Mayor Landry.
Here.
Mayor Ketchum.
Here. Approval of items on the consent agenda. A, approval to read by title only, ordinances 1051, 1053, and 1054. And B, approval to read by title only, resolutions 2025-11, 2025-12, and 2025-13.
Motion to approve.
Councilmember Woodfall.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry.
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. Do we have anybody in the audience that wants to speak on anything that is not on the agenda? Hearing and seeing no one, we'll move on to bids and RFQs. Do we have any? We do not. Okay. Very good. Number 6, general business, agenda item 6A. Council to review DMH, DMH board applications and council to take any action deemed necessary.
Lauren texted me. She has 2 people interested. They haven't filled out. They haven't filled out an application yet. I think Stephanie has 1 interested. Hopefully we can bring back 3 applications next meeting.
Okay. Sounds good. Item 6B, council to discuss the capital improvement plan and council to take any actions deemed necessary.
Thing as it was last meeting, I am gonna add some things. We've been talking with Sean and Andrew and the engineers and SRF and DEP and OWG and CDBG, all the letters. We're gonna add everything we can think of and see where they draw the line. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of the other stuff in our CIP. Probably most notably, all asbestos lines, some more GAC treatment to well three.
That would be after the filter, the new plant probably done.
And some spray field and possible. What's up there? It's all spray field. Spray field and plant upgrades. We'll go ahead and throw it all in there. We're gonna ask for it. All the money that's gonna be drawn out of this, I hope.
Get the press. Hope so.
Yeah, mechanical press. We went up to Tallahassee today, met with Florida Commerce, which was CDBG grant, and gave them a list of all our projects. I think it was about $200 million. The dream wish. Go ahead and get it on there, so it's at least in the plan.
It's good.
And this has to be adopted by July 1st, so next meeting it'll be finalized.
Any more discussion on the CIP?
Will you be getting new copies, what you get, okay.
All right, agenda item 6C. Public hearing and final reading. Ordinance 1051 to add dental amalgam, probably mispronounced it, to wastewater and council to take any action deemed necessary. Ordinance of the city of Perry, Florida, amending sewers and sewage disposal of the city to include dental amalgam regulations, repealing our ordinances in conflict herewith and providing an effective date.
Is that the right way to spell sewerage? Thought it was SEWAGE, no R.
It is. I didn't even notice. Any discussion on this or anyone want to speak? Speak on it? Okay. It being a final reading, I guess we're gonna need a motion. We have a second?
Second,
Councilmember Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
yes,
Mayor Catherine.
Yes. Agenda item 6D, introduction and first reading of ordinance 1053, and council will take any action deemed necessary. An ordinance of the city of Perry, Florida, relating to the rezoning of less than 10 contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application Z 25-01 by the property owner of said acreage, amending the official zoning atlas of the city of Perry land development regulations, providing for rezoning from residential, conventional single family 3 to residential mixed single family mobile home 3 of certain lands within the corporate limits of the city of Perry, providing severability, repealing our ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. We want to like to speak for or against, or just like to speak about this in general?
is this the one that we talked about last meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
What this was we had already taken this before the planning and zoning board for approval. They voted on it and approved it in May. When I reached out to the planning council to get the copy of the ordinance to bring to you all, they had not completed everything and had not run it in the newspaper as it was supposed to have been done. So this is just redoing everything after they got everything situated on their end.
Good. Any more discussion on this? All right, we got apparently second reading in approximately 2 weeks. Agenda item 6E, first reading of ordinance 1054 to adopt International Property Maintenance Code, and council will take any action deemed necessary. An ordinance of the city of Perry, Florida, adopting the 2024 edition of the International Property Maintenance Code, regulating and governing the conditions and maintenance of all property, buildings, and structures by providing the standards for supplied utilities and facilities and other physical things and conditions essential to ensure that the structures are safe, sanitary, and fit for occupation and use. And the condemnation of buildings and structures unfit for human occupancy and use, and the demolition of such existing structures in the city of Perry, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees therefore, repealing our ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict therewith, providing for severability, and providing an effective date. It's basically the one where everybody's got to maintain things to a certain standard, or
Your
everything's got to be maintained.
LDRs have a little bit about minimum housing requirements. They
Right,
have nothing about commercial property or how to maintain commercial property.
right.
Your codes, they define what the code enforcement department is and how it's supposed to operate, but it has hardly anything what you're actually enforcing. This gives you teeth on both the residential and commercial, any property in the city. It's something that's updated every year by the international, whoever they are, ICC. It should give us a lot of teeth to get the city cleaned up.
We run into roadblocks in the current code,
You've what?
roadblocks when it comes into
Yeah, I
trying to
agree,
address certain
I
property.
agree.
This would allow us to follow an established guideline that's published for anyone to see at any time. It gives us the ability to effectively address the dangerous issues as well as some of the ancillary stuff.
I think that would be ours is hazardous building,
Hazardous.
and no real definition of what any of that means.
It tells us. how to-
Breakdown or anything.
That's an
It tells
opinion.
us how to deal with them, but it doesn't tell us exactly what it is.
Everybody's got their own idea. Yeah. That's okay. Any more discussion on that? All right. Agenda item 6. Show them on the right agenda item. Agenda item 6F. Resolution 2025-11, budget amendment for demolitions, and council will take any action deemed necessary. Resolution of the city council amending the budget for the general fund, or excuse me, of the general fund and water fund for the city of Perry, Florida for the fiscal year October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. We'll be demoing.
Increase in the demolition budget, the plan and consultant,
Board of
Board of
Adjustments.
the Board of Adjustments have approved for them to demolish more buildings, but we don't have enough money.
Okay.
One of them doesn't happen to be the old warehouse, does it?
No,
Right now, it's just homes.
that's being addressed differently. The different,
Gotcha.
this is just stuff that we're going to be away.
So just, how much are we moving over? Just
18
18, okay.
on the back.
Have a motion?
We got 18 in the water fund. Poor old water fund, we keep taking from them. Thank goodness for the water fund.
Yeah.
They still have,
Uh,
they still have money, so
motion to approve.
Second.
Councilmember Woodfox,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. Okay, agenda item 6G, resolution 2025-12. Budget amendment for 457 plan, and council to take any action deemed necessary. A resolution of the city council amending the budget of the general fund for the city of Perry for the fiscal year October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025.
this doesn't have any net effect on the budget. It's just shifting money from one department to another in the general fund for the chief of police. When he essentially retired from the pension plan, we were budgeting it under the police pension plan, but now he's under the 457 plan.
Have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Have a second?
Second.
Councilmember Woodfox,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. Agenda item 6H, resolution 2025-13. Budget amendment for CRA, and council to take any action deemed necessary. A resolution of the city council amending the budget of the Community Redevelopment Fund for the city of Perry for the fiscal year October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025.
This one was just unexpected expenses that came up in the CRA fund, and then also the DREAM grant. Previous finance director told me not to budget for that, but the auditor has kind of advised me they'll probably see more budget amendments because he said the closer you can get your budget to your actuals, the better. It's based off of percent as to whether you're out of compliance and things like that. So he was like, as you come across things, go ahead and do them. And then at the end of the year, also clean it up. So there'll probably be more than y'all are used to. So that,
Yeah.
this is all that is, it's just cleaning it up.
So we had reserves in that.
Yes, ma'am. We had reimbursements from FEMA too, so that kind of replenished the account, and then even with, like, we've already expended this money because we had to, especially for like the sales tax. And that's the largest portion of this, and then the DREAM grant, we also had to, because that was already obligated to people. So it's not, it's just pulling it from, on the books to say that it's from reserves.
How much, with the dream grant, how much do we keep for the dream grant?
That's why Kenny never really budgeted the CRA, because you used it, whoever needed it, it was first come, first served basis.
Yeah,
So you could really just need to budget the whole CRA every year, I guess.
Exactly,
yeah, and that's kind of what we,
because that doesn't look.
it didn't really make sense,
Mhm.
but I was just kind of doing
Yeah, I know.
it.
No, we're not collecting any more from CRA, we let it expire, correct?
We haven't did that.
We gotta do that,
We will start collecting again next fiscal year. I
One year
worked it with DOR that we were able to do that.
so we had a one-year pause, which would be this current budget year, or current fiscal year, I guess.
Yes, sir.
And next year we'll start collecting again, which we did allow you to have funds.
We did on that whole year and a half ago. It just took some time to turn everything right.
Motion to approve.
Councilmember Woodfall,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. Agenda item 6I, council to discuss JAGC fiscal year 24 51% letter and take any action deemed necessary.
What this is a, county direct grant to be split to the sheriff's office. We have to, basically agree that we're gonna use these funds this way for investigative purposes. They get $1 more than us. It's a split right down the middle because you can't do, anything other than hold all in the grant application. Just need the authority for the mayor to sign so that we can start the process. This isn't receiving funds, it's just ability to apply for the funds.
Is that why it's so broad in scope?
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion.
Second.
Councilmember Woodfall,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. Agenda item 6J, council to appoint one citizen to serve on the Perry Fire Pension Board of Trustees and take any action deemed necessary.
I got, off Mark Sutherland yesterday,
Mhm.
and, he's got some questions for legality wise, make sure that the board members are not responsible for anything that's done wrong. He was on the board 30 years ago when it wasn't being done like it is now. And that's why he got off the pension board back then. And he just was concerned about that. So we got to get with the board attorney and give him proof we got the fiduciary insurance and all that stuff. And they said, as long as everything's good with that, he'd be more than happy to sit on the board for us. So,
Very good.
Good.
we'll should have a answer in all the next meeting.
Okay.
And be up to y'all whether y'all want to appoint him or not.
Very
Good
good.
also serve.
Thank you for finding somebody.
Appreciate it.
I've been asking, but
Yeah.
most people just either don't want to take time to do it or don't want to get involved. So,
Right.
That's good news. Agenda item 6K, approval of the minutes for May 27th, 2025, regular session.
I have a correction on the minutes. I didn't call it in. On page 2. Get there. Under item 6B. You have me as seconding the motion. And I was absent, so I don't believe that happened.
Yep.
Don't know who did, but it wasn't me.
Well, just, what would be the best thing? They just bring it back at another later meeting or?
I'll motion to approve it with that correction.
Or about a second?
Second.
Councilman Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes,
Mayor Ketchum,
Aye. City manager.
Says sewerage, definition is the infrastructure used for the collection, conveyance, and treatment of sewage. I don't know that,
so that is correct.
sewerage,
Yes,
it's
correct.
got an R in it.
that's the infrastructure used to collect, convey, and treat sewage. I don't know that.
So the infrastructure is sewerage and what is treating is sewage. Okay. Didn't know that either.
Learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
We
Now we're all
were at
educated.
that meeting at the DP office, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Remember that one guy to my right? He said, since we already have that open CDBG, we can put in a request for a waiver to ask for more money. So we're gonna ask for $1 million for storefront facade and signage rehabilitation. It'd be like the Dream Grant on steroids. Has to be somewhat related to downtown since we're doing the repaving downtown. Send it to them, see what they say. Can't hurt.
Where the facade where, yeah.
No, this is the CRA district.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
$770 for facade, $3 $150 for architectural services, and $80 for grant admin.
We need to do anything with that or just?
Let me send it in. So, I probably shouldn't vote on it.
Did everything for you? Have a motion?
Sure. Ask for it.
Give us that, man.
Second.
Councilman Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes,
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. Now we have John. Who? Okay, Charlie.
We're fully staffed by
Very good.
Admin part. What is that?
In finance.
in finance. I'm giving my finance department. I think that was. Now you made me lose my train of thought. The auditor said that he's going to have the audit report ready by June 30th, but he doesn't think he can present it to the council by June 30th, so we're gonna submit it and then he'll do his presentation after the fact. So I did call Mr. Bryans when they told me that, just because I wanted to kind of see if that was okay before I told him yes or no, and he said that he felt like that was okay, as long as y'all still got a presentation. So as long as it's fine with y'all as well, that's what we're gonna do. And we did look into GP revenues, and currently all of the enterprise funds, so water, sewer, gas, garbage, are making money. They're all in the green. So it seems like we're doing a good job at,
it's great.
yeah, I mean, we still had some revenue from them, but not as much as previous years at all. And so I think managing expenses and having some extra revenue in other areas has.
I was gonna ask how we could get the other departments to do as well as the water department when it came to funds, so sounds like they're working on it.
I think as long, Water just has a higher profit margin just with the water rates.
Didn't take much.
Yeah. And everybody uses water, not everybody uses gas. Right now, with our new system, they're not able to overexpend funds to, they can request and we can let it ride if we need to and then move money around, but it's not going thousands of dollars over and then not being caught for.
Yay.
I think that's.
Very good. Anything else? Okay. James?
We're not fully staffed. We're working through a few applications right now that would probably get us close if we can get everybody through it. That's difficult. But other than that, we're still here.
That's good to hear. Danielle?
I'm not fully staffed, I have interviews Thursday. That's
Why
fine.
did it-
We're- At this moment, I can't think of anything.
Andrew?
We're technically fully staffed, but right now I.
Carl?
Short-term medical leave because of an issue.
Okay.
So we are working as we can. And the fire department has started flushing this week, so. So if they start getting any calls, be aware, they are flushing. Will probably be stirred up. It was issued in the paper last week.
Yeah, I saw it on the paper. Is there any like particular route you're following or?
We've modified the route from previous years to be a little bit more in line with water mains, so it's actually more effective, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I have put the areas on Facebook,
Yeah.
I'll do it every Monday.
We give her a list of the areas we gonna be in and she updates it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
Good deal.
I saw it and shared it.
And it's gonna take a lot longer this time than normal because we have to do the test readings and all that stuff on using a 2-hydrant system. And it's something that we haven't done previously. But it's gonna help our ISO ratings and do all that good stuff, so it's gonna take a lot longer to do it, but we're getting it done.
Good deal. Good. Yeah, with the color of the water or discolor of the water or however you want to look at it. Alrighty. Anything else? Okay, Sean?
Pull the pictures up. Yes. We got a free use of a back truck last week. Vendor came in and, let us use it for the morning. Used it to clean all the grates out of Goodman's lift station. I emailed John a few pictures of it. We put in a grant for, like a non-CDL back truck a while back. And just, as I've been here longer with the city and I have more CDL drivers now, I think we get better use out of a bigger truck. We were able to clean basically the whole lift station in the morning. And the truck had enough volume, we only had to dump it one time. The equipment worked very well. Like I said, the vendors, EPG, that's where, Danielle got her garbage truck from. So they seem to have good equipment. I think John told y'all last time that our USDA grant it's not that it didn't go through, it ran out of money. That truck that you're looking at there is about $550,000. A non-CDL truck, that's a 15-yard, a non-CDL is 3-yard. And it's still about $400,000, so. That's,
20% more for 400% more capacity.
yeah, and the bad part is that truck a few years ago was $420,000. So that's the bad part. That they go up quite a bit.
And nothing seems to be coming down. That's, it's like it's up to stay up.
But that truck is, state of the art, top of the line. I don't know if this video is gonna be, but we moved on so long, we have to go through the roof, 20 feet down to the lift station. I lost my glasses right there. That's me down in the lift station. We cleaned all the grease out of, it filled up that truck completely, so that's how much grease was in it.
Wow.
How many,
Way to get that out of there without a back truck.
Well, the chunks are so big, I mean, we've in the past tried to like net it out, but we haven't been heavy duty enough to hold up too long.
how many lift stations do we have?
We got 30.
Okay.
But Goodman's, because of the restaurants, that's the actual grease coming out the back there. See how flaky it is.
Mhm.
Goodman's is pretty bad with grease. The second worst one will be Granger, because the gel connects to it, and then, I've got some pictures I can show you later, but, it's full of ketchup packets, ramen noodle packets, socks. and
Anything that'll get on the toilet.
So I don't know how the lift station works, you know. We clean it out, but it just, a week later, it's just.
Hmm. So if you had a truck, you could keep it busy.
And, hopefully, I don't know if y'all aware of the grant where we, I guess, surrender 2 trucks and hopefully get the garbage trucks.
I saw that.
So trying to talk John into to get that, just buy that, you know. Write a check for it. No, we're still trying to grant avenues, just, I just hope I didn't request too little of a truck to start with. But I just wanted to show you all this, so you can see. That thing right there will, like, that's a 15-yard truck. I mean, it's basically, it'll hold just as much dirt as a dump truck, and you can dig. So if there's fiber optic cables or anything like that, go out there with a gun and cut through roots. You suck the dirt up, you haul it off, dump it like you would a dump truck. Have a little small back trailer that we use now that it can dig, but you can dig maybe a 4x4 hole, 4 foot deep, something like that. So
Where were y'all dumping that?
that's the drying beds at the plant.
At the
sewer
sludge?
plant. Yeah. There's a media down there at the bottom of that, and the water will go through it, and we'll go there with a tractor and take the grease and put it in the dumpster. That's old sludge that, the operator will ever decanting, the digester. There's a plastic box screen that's in there that captures the solids.
Will everything will work out with it?
Well, you know, like I say, it's, I don't know why the city doesn't have it. I really don't. Yep, we have a lot of sand issues, in the lift stations.
especially after the storms. There's a lot of sand at the main lift station.
Where's the main lift station?
It's at the plant,
Okay.
basically all of the north side of town is that one lift station.
Hopefully soon we'll be able to afford one.
I hope so. And hopefully we get a grant, but, just, and you really can't tell by this picture, that truck is huge. Look, it's huge.
With getting this truck, Sean, would that help with the Warner Ave lift station?
We can clean the station, but if you're talking about the smell, the
Mhm.
smell is just starchy, waste from Superfund. I've been, we were there, we actually took John by there, it was like last week. You couldn't smell it at all on the outside. So it's almost smelling you need to know.
Rains. When it rains, yeah, when it rains and that wind goes for going, that's when you go to smelling it.
But what we can do with that. Basically, when the treatment plant was upgraded. The headworks were made higher. So they had to upgrade the pumps at the main lift station to pump higher to feed the water to the headworks. Goodman's is so far away and it used to share a force main with water and they would pump against each other. So to correct it, instead of them pumping against each other, we routed Goodman's into water.
Mhm.
The only other, we could pipe it back, which would be nothing to do. She would have to upgrade Goodman's to get enough power to overcome the extra head. But that's why it was done that way. And we can, there's one other thing we could do. We could try to lower the pipe, the discharge pipe lower into the sump. The way it doesn't stir the gases as much. But when we do that, it forms like a mat. And it messes up the floats, but if the high vent's not working, you know. A few times I've been down there, we don't smell it from the outside. So
Mhm.
now, like I say, we put new doors and we close it all in, so when you open the door, yeah, you smell it.
It's awful. I've received with this rain we have keep coming in, I've received so many phone calls from it. And while we're talking, because I was gonna call you back up for what's going on, the culverts that we have on both sides of water that supposedly the water's supposed to run in to stop that road from flooding out. Some years ago, before 2013, this was voted on in order to stop the flooding on Warner. If you look right there at Walnut, at that forward stop sign, you have a culvert here and a culvert here. They're covered up with grass, some of everything that's down in it now, so I don't know if they need to be cleaned out or what.
I'll have to look at them, but they probably do need to be cleaned out. Just to be honest, something like that, we could do it in probably 10 minutes.
Mhm.
I'm not saying we can't do it now, but just if it's compacted with dirt, it wouldn't be easy and you run a risk of, you're trying to jet, you got a pipe compacted with the dirt, your jetter's at the bottom, it's making a hole, and then this collapses on it,
Mhm.
can't get it out. So when you do something like that, you gotta do it really slowly, and you gotta go in, come back, go in, come back. So we could probably clean it if the pipe's not damaged or rusted. I mean, the pipe may need to be replaced, like on Bacon Street.
Mhm.
Which we have plans to do on Bacon Street, but, we would just have to look at that drain and they just need to be completely redone.
John, is there any kind of way that you can get, well, I don't, probably can't. Any type of paperwork or mapping or who come up with this system,
Stormwater,
huh?
on stormwater.
No, this COVID thing that's on Warner Ave to run the water off.
It's from the stormwater office, should be part of our stormwater planning.
So you better get paperwork on it and see who the company was and,
We paid Mott McDonald $300,000 to do this planning study for us,
okay,
so that should be all part of mapping the whole entire stormwater
Okay.
system for the city,
okay,
and that should better be part of it.
okay. If you can get it, can you email it to me?
We don't have it yet.
No, I'm saying the history. I need from when it first started.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you may be able to find it or not, because I know, they weren't keeping
Was that
anything.
an engineer plan or was that just? a
It was an engineer.
It was.
Mhm.
12 years ago.
Yeah,
I still have no intention.
probably longer than that, James.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably.
But that was back when you
Was
had,
it, like a paving, part of the pave? I mean,
It's-
I'm
it's
not
just-
sure. I can look through. some
it's
files.
concrete slabs where they went and they dug holes. And they put concrete slabs down in the
Oh,
holes.
okay.
And the concrete slabs were supposed to keep Warner Ave from holding so much water. But when the concrete slabs, they fill up, the water comes right back on the road and you have nothing but a mist. So I was trying to see if there's any kind of way that we can get the engineers to look at it to get that water to run off somewhere else.
Part of the plan, so
Yeah.
they're doing like right now. That's supposed to give us all.
Yeah, I understand it, but I'm just trying to get the history on it to see.
Is the water over now?
Hmm?
Is the water over the
I'm
road?
pretty sure, so, no, not on the road, no, it's just sitting in the culverts right now, for when it rains, and, it really does need to be cleaned out, because I seen where grass is growing all around it, dirt's down and inside of it. They've been, and then when you mow, a lot of that grass, from when you're mowing, it goes down there also.
It may be the back of 2008.
Mhm. It's been a while,
So the culverts aren't working is what it.
no, they're not working properly like they should.
That's a low area back there. anyway.
Mhm.
But there's all kinds of sediment in there. In the beginning, it worked for a while.
Oh, yeah, it was doing its
Yeah.
job, yeah. You just need to find, like, I'm glad that John got them working on that, but do we just need at this point, because the water, with it being such a flood zone, that water holds there, so we need to have somewhere where that water can run out and get out of people's yards with it, because some of them it's impossible for them to get out of their yards. They have to wear rain boots to get out, so.
Yeah. And the bad thing about water is if you had to dig that up, there's only one way in, one way out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the bad part.
It should be dilapidated, it's probably
I think it's just,
just started full of debris.
Yeah.
bottles.
Mhm. But thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Ms. Landry, anything?
I did have something, but I forgot what it was. So you have to pass me up.
All right. Benita, have anything?
There you go. This light pole company that's over in Bella subdivision. They are tearing up people's mailboxes. They're tearing up the road signs.
There's, are those the contractors? Yeah.
Yeah, they are destroying it over there. And they're not coming back and apologizing, and you know, like, you got some of the people, they go and approach them and they're very unapproachable, they go to give attitudes about it. And telling them that you gotta charge it to do,
Were they cutting limbs or something, or?
it's changing the poles out,
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
Should be able to contact Duke and, yeah.
One question, I got one thing I was gonna bring up, I think I've talked to you about it before, that city light on the curve on Plantation Road. It's got all the dead trees on it. The bug,
prices to get
the
it.
bugs are starting to spread to live trees,
We got prices, to clean that,
huh?
15,000.
$18,000 clean, I can't remember exactly. I'm putting that in my budget this year to do that one over on, well, Alice and Kathleen,
Mhm.
there's this
for that one as well, so it's got to be one also.
Can we do anything on the, like, the edge of, we're up against the road to push it back some, it's getting, starting to become a blind spot? Or it is a blind spot,
Oh, plantation?
yeah, on the inside curve, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, it's in the road
Not in the road, but getting real close, it's,
going out.
yeah.
We own that lot.
That's
right?
true. We own the lot. You're right, the right of way is county.
Is it right away?
Probably. It's probably grown out into it.
It's not something we can do. We don't have the equipment to take down those big old pine trees.
Some of it's already down.
Are we still harassing them about ash?
That paid for the
That's-
pay.
I
I
can't
think
remember
everybody's harassing them.
That's in their budget for, I can't remember what year.
No, it's already, they're waiting on some permits or something, is what I was told, and they should be starting on it.
Don't they issue that permit? County issue that, they're sorry.
I would say it's in Florida,
Do that, I was.
Anyway, that's all I had. So, thank y'all.
Bernie.